DM and host Travis Sivart, and tonight we'll be running part 2 of last week's episode. It's episode 4, but part 2 of last week's plotline. So I'm going to do a quick round, introduce everybody. You know, the most fun thing, guys, I just went and adjusted all those cameras, and something changed on Discord, and everybody's up this much on the screen. So I will fix that while you guys are introducing yourselves. Aaron, can I start with you, please?
Sure. I'm Aaron. I play Marcus.
Yes, he does. And, Robert?
I think we should all just duck a couple of inches, and then you don't have to fix the screen.
Well, it's got a black line under you.
Oh, well, then we'll just go
So
up.
you have to go up.
No, then you're off the screen.
Everybody turn sideways.
Wow.
There you go. That's much better. I think that's great. Now
All
Chris
right.
follows instructions?
I don't know what the instructions were. I am Robert Turk from Wicked Clever Games, and I play Bagai, the Hungarian. He's a hungry barbarian.
Hunger.
Hungarian.
Yes, indeed. That's a true story. And Chris?
Hello, I'm Chris. I play Gavlon, the dwarven monk. Or what is your version of dwarves called? I
Rocairn.
don't remember.
Dwarven is fine.
The Rocairn monk.
Okay, Andrea?
I'm not seeing us live on here, never mind. Hi, I play Lolly River Blossom, the most wonderful actress in the world. I'm Rocairn.
Hi, Lolly. And then, last but not least, our favorite, John.
I'm John Millington from Jersey Cards and Comics and Conquest Publishing. I am playing Jaith Firedigger. He is a priest of Jonah, and he is also a Rocairn.
Very good.
We have a majority.
We do. It's actually one of those fun campaigns where it's not all humans or one of like everything. We actually have 3 Rocairns, which are dwarf equivalents in my world, a Galax, which is kind of like a half-giant type race, and then Moggets. So, and that's how this worked out this time. Okay, so when we last left our intrepid adventurers, and they're always intrepid, aren't they? They were busily rushing through the sewers, chasing down these giant spiders, hoping to get to the source of the trouble. All this to pursue a hag who has escaped them and went into the sewers to do so, or at least so they believe. So, the last moments of the last game, we had all the players rushing forward, trying to get to the source of what's going on, and I believe there was even a hint of what might be at the source. Does anybody remember?
Spiders.
And
Yes.
What?
Say again, John? We can't hear
well,
you.
I didn't want to name the particular monster.
I think I revealed it on air.
It was a
a
stupid-looking monster.
It was.
Yeah.
We're not talking about you, Bagai.
No, it was even stupider-looking than Bagai.
It was.
It's like a bullywog or
But bigger.
but bigger. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Actually, I didn't.
hmm?
I looked it up. I didn't think it looked that bad.
I held up the picture of it last week.
Oh, it's like a walking spider thingy.
It was. Okay.
Like first edition, it was one of those ones where they got to the end of their budget.
It must have been. It's
The
Oh,
terrible
I don't even know
Spider-Man.
what we're looking at. A
It
Spider-Man.
starts with an E and ends with a cat.
It does.
Oh.
And that would actually be a better name for it than what... I don't know what mythology they pulled it from, but pretty lame. Pretty lame. Okay. And now for everybody viewing, pardon me while I get a little more organized. As oh wow, that's a nice lens flare there, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah. Let's make a little
Holy,
noise.
So go, JJ.
holy light of Jonathan.
There we go. Okay.
Well, Sort of looks like a big purple tick.
It does. It does. Okay.
You said tick, right?
Yes, with a T.
Tick with a P.
Not a D? Come on, we can do better. Okay, there's all my notes. That's what I wanted right there. Okay. So, you guys have rushed forward, and give me a second. I've got our initiative and marching order right here. And the other stuff right here. There he is. Now I'm going to show him to the audience first. That's what we are going to see in a moment. And then for the players, for anybody that didn't look it up already. Yeah,
I don't look it up. I don't read the rules.
it does look like the worst version of the superhero tick.
You better really read stop sign.
Well, she sounds it out, but she doesn't really know what it means.
It's the ones with the white borders are friggin' awesome anyway.
Why is it going to be white?
So the problem with D&D Beyond being down is that I
Oh, it was
don't
back
know
up for
how
me.
many health points I had left. I know it was in the 20s, but I don't know how
It's up.
many.
It's up.
25.
No, it's not. It just told me it's to try again after a short rest.
On your phone.
I don't have the app on my phone.
You don't have to have an app. You just go to the website.
Also, I don't know that my phone stayed charged that long. Oh, it's at 30%. That's enough.
Yeah. Well, when your phone dies, your character dies. That's
Well,
Clock is
Miss-
ticking. Roll quick.
yeah.
Okay.
Travis House ruled that last time.
Oh, okay.
You can't take your phone into the wormwood.
Okay, guys, and it looks like D&D Beyond is up and down. What I'd recommend is if any of you actually get in to see it, quickly download that PDF to your desktop.
Oh,
That way,
how
when
do
it
I
goes
do that?
down again in 5 minutes, you have a copy that you might be able to use. What, Aaron?
I lost you there for a second.
Oh, okay. All I was saying is download your character sheet if D&D Beyond is up for you, because it's going up and down. Now, did everybody that needed to, which is 4 out of the 5 of you, did you all level up your characters?
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't me.
was it?
17 now.
I did not do it online, though.
That's fine, John. That's fine. It's if you
Good,
would,
you all heard that. He said that was fine.
when you have time, if you'd be kind enough to update it online in case I need any
will.
reference to it, I'd appreciate it. But no rush. Doesn't need to happen right now.
He just doesn't like you.
Apparently.
It could be.
So downloading the character sheet may not work right now. It gave me a character sheet that was totally blank.
Excellent. Well, as we said with the house rule that I deemed last week, it's if you have no character, it's dead.
No, if your phone dies, your character dies.
Anyhow,
Hang up, plug
let's
my
go ahead and
phone
move
in.
on. We're all experienced players. We can do our best with this and get through it without a problem. If you
Okay.
say it with confidence and fake it, just like sex, I'll believe it. So there we go.
Willful suspension of disbelief, just like all your exes.
Matter of fact, we can even rely heavily on role-playing this game. Everybody ready then?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I think we've taken that far too far.
Okay, let's roll. Oh, by the way, I do have my pint glass that's a gaming one, and you can't see it with the soda, but it says -10 dexterity. So,
Nice.
we have 4. Well, we had
Nice.
4 of them. There was ones with positives on there, like +10 intel or charisma and +10 wisdom, but those were broken. I think it's a sign. So, anyhow. Okay, you guys are rushing forward. The spiders are scattering away from you, trying to get away. And in the light, as you go forward, the light that you're carrying exposes this creature I've shown you the picture of. Now keep in mind, it smells dank and musty and fetid down here, not like sewage, but like rotten vegetation, like a swamp would. This creature is actually huddled amongst the spiders as they go around behind it. And it's kind of spread its body out across it as if protecting the spiders. And you could see hundreds of teeny little spiders dropping from webs and hitting the floor and starting to go up the wall like oil coating a glass, but gravity's going the wrong way as these waves of spiders go up. And they only
I
extend
think
about...
we're going the wrong way because there's spiders and this thing.
Well, you were pursuing the spiders, and you were trying to go to the source of this thing, and that's why you charged us forward. The spider behind it that he's protecting in particular, remember the one in the very beginning, somebody lopped off its leg or two and it ran away?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not it.
Well, it's that spider behind it, and the spiders behind you come to a halt, and you can see this thing trying to protect its... Now, does anybody remember what their perception is?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hmm?
Please roll a perception roll.
$14.
Oh, nice.
Hold.
13.
Aha.
15.
19.
18.
Very good. Those of you with 15 and above, you see the creature cock its head. Now everybody sees a creature cock its head, but those with 15 and above hears a whisper on the wind. And the creature shakes its head in a very human-like gesture. And then you hear the whisper again. You can't make out what's being said, but after the second whisper, he almost shrinks back into himself, or it. You're not sure if it's a boy or a girl. You could check underneath the legs if you like. And then it gets a determined look on its face, and it stands up, and you can hear the larger spiders behind you that were following you down bristle and shuffle amongst the webs on the wall. Now, the initiative order is Bagai. And Bagai, again, I point out because I don't want you to... Your character might not be intelligent, but it knows animals. Okay?
You cut out after it knows.
It knows
So,
animals.
Again, you cut out. But guy knows. I'm just gonna go with that. But guy
Animals.
Animals. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Travis. I'm having a really hard time hearing you.
It's okay.
It happened to me too. I didn't hear it either.
No, it's...
Yeah,
it's,
I can hear everybody except for you.
Okay, it's obviously the internet issue here. I'm seeing things
Yeah.
spike out.
I think you're just turned down lower than everybody because you just seem lower.
Now, give me a second here. Let's do...
Kitty!
let me turn...
I
some
hear a
stuff-
kitty cat.
Mm-hmm. There we go. I'm trying to see if I can find what's causing the spike in the internet, and drop it down. Okay, but we're gonna do what we can with what we have. Okay, yeah, because I can't see anything in particular drawing expert. Is it better now? Is it fixed now?
No,
No.
not for me. But
It was okay before we started going live, though, huh?
You sound fine to me.
it could just be me. We're in the middle of a thunderstorm. It's just a little bit weird that I can hear John
Right.
and everybody else.
You know, what we could do if we like real quick is... let's try this, guys, and sorry to interrupt the game for everybody else. Who has the best internet connection amongst us? Would it be John?
I mean, I'm wired, so
Okay, John, we're going to assume it's you. I'm going to have you host the call and see if that makes any difference at all. So what I'd like to do is have everybody drop out of the call and do not join it again. John, not you yet. Everybody else drop out of the call, leave the call, but don't leave the screen. There we go. Okay, John, I'm going to leave the call. You leave the call, and then just in the upper right, click the camera thing, and it should call all of us. There we go.
Hey.
There we go.
Oh.
We're going to see if that works out a little bit better for everybody.
Oh my god, I can hear you perfectly now.
Okay. So that could have been as simple as that, and we will keep this in mind before the game. Apologize that.
Now, how well do you hear me?
Just
Oh
fine.
yeah.
Oh, I hear you great.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're going to keep
We
this in
did
mind.
switch regions.
It went back to U.S. East instead of Central, because if Central is having a storm, that might have been the problem. So, okay, guys, I do have to adjust all the cameras again. I don't know why it does that. Damn you. OBS.
I was just gonna say I could see everybody but Aaron.
That's because,
I can
everything,
see this much of him.
everybody shrunk down. It's not Aaron's fault. Aaron, stay just as you are. I will fix this. Everybody say hello to Gary, since I am not able to DM while doing this.
Gary.
Um,
Hey, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Thanks for
Hi, Elizabeth.
joining us.
Hi, Elizabeth. Gary.
We're trying to
I
fix
was
a few
talking
technical
to them in
things.
chat.
By the way, as DM, I won't be responding to you guys who speak during the game. I also want to remind you guys that I have new things in the store, which you only spend fictional points for. And, okay, hold on, we got that one. Got this one. So you can put up D&D related gifts now during the game, if you are so inclined. Chris knows how to do them. And as I said, though I won't be responding to you, Chris and Andrea have volunteered to make sure everybody gets responded to in a timely fashion, though I will check during our breaks, which is one right now, because I'm fixing the camera.
We have to play. I have bardic inspiration.
You do.
Which, if we're still in the same combat,
We are.
but guy is raging and still has bardic inspiration.
Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay. And if I can ask our viewers, make sure you're using the sounds at the appropriate times. If it gets to a point where it interrupts the game, just for the sake of interrupting the game, I will turn the sounds off. This is not for any reason other than to keep the game moving without just a distraction.
Use the gifts.
Yeah, use the gifts. They have a little teeny noise attached. Still lets you communicate without interrupting the game. But, you know, we're fighting tigers. That cat noise is totally appropriate. So, there we go. Yes, we are in the same combat. There is... You're raging, etc. I have set the scene now. Bagai, you are able to go first.
Can I reach the purple tick guy?
You were in the lead, is that correct?
I was right next to Jaith. I think Jaith and I were in the front, pushing, surging forward.
There you go. Then yes, you can.
All right. Hey, Jaith, how come spiders have 8 legs? It's too many legs. Too many legs. I'm gonna stab the purple guy.
Okay. You rush forward and...
He's only got 2 legs.
Very good. You rush forward and stab him with your trident. Please
Yes.
attempt to hit.
I'm doing a reckless attack, or whatever it's called for my barbarian. Reckless attack. Which gives me advantage, and thank God, because I didn't hit with either one.
Okay.
Well, I got a 13.
Oh, let me double check that. That is a close one right there. It's
Are you using the bardic inspiration?
Oh, I could use the bardic inspiration, which would take it to a, I don't know, I roll a d6 with that, right?
Correct.
Takes it to a 16.
Okay, that's 16 hits.
Okay. Also, because I'm now level 3, and I took the ancestral guardian path to like the memory of my tribe keeps me going. While raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against you. So if he tries to attack anybody but me, he's at disadvantage.
Okay. How much damage did you do?
Let's see. That's not so good. 7. 9, because I'm raging. 9 points of damage.
I thought you had a +7 strength bonus as it was.
This says my no, I have a +5 strength and I have a
Proficiency.
+2
Gotcha.
proficiency, and you don't add proficiency to damage for
Correct.
me.
Okay.
But I get, okay, so yeah.
9 points. Now, do you get any kind of crazy second
9.
attack now or anything like that?
I don't, because I'm only using my trident.
Okay. Okay. It's Kavlon, you are second to go, sir. Chris?
It would help if I unmute myself. So there are spiders behind us.
There are.
Then the guy in front of us.
Correct.
The really badly wounded spider behind him.
Correct.
And there's nothing to either side of us.
You know what? Let me check the map here, because I believe there's no creatures.
I think there were some spiders on the side.
They were coming in from around the corner back there.
Yeah.
They were little ones. Baby ones.
Yeah, there is a passage slightly behind this guy, and off to one side, as well as a passage continuing beyond where he is. He's in a little alcove, you know, cistern dome thing that I can't remember the name of. So,
Sure. Well, I'm gonna hope that by knocking this guy unconscious, the spiders are gonna run away and not continue to attack us. So I
when you
think
say
I'm going
unconscious,
to,
are you talking about beating him till he's dead, or are you going for a non-lethal strike?
Oh no, I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
But I'm not holding back. Just
Right.
losing
Moving
consciousness.
Forward.
If we're killing him or not, like, I don't want all of the spiders to enrage and then, like, swarm in, because just, yeah. So, Kavlon's going to go, I am really starting to hate spiders.
Okay. And by the way,
then,
before you go, you will remember, we shared information, because Jaith were familiar with ettercaps, if I'm not mistaken, last week. We did this, right?
Yep.
So it was said that they keep spiders the way shepherds keep sheep. I figure I'll reiterate that fact. Go on.
Great. I'm going to rush up and punch him.
Very
Well,
good.
no, actually, I'm going to attack him with my bow.
Okay.
So that is a 16 to hit.
Okay. That bites into him there.
Great. That is 9 points of damage.
Oh, very nice.
Woohoo!
Then, yeah, why not? I'll use another key point. So I only have one left to do a flurry of blows and attack him with an unarmed strike. 14.
That also hits him.
Lovely.
Your fist jamming into his mushy center.
That's 5 points of damage. And then, as part of my new monk abilities, hold on, if I go back
Ooh, all these shiny abilities. They even smell new.
I know. My drunken technique allows me to, whenever I use Flurry of Blows, use the disengage action and increase my walking speed by 10 feet. So I will then disengage and back up.
Very good. So
To
you
let the next person get in and attack.
dodge in and hit him with your weapon, punch to the belly, zip around the big guy, and back around behind him. Jade, you were able to choose what to do, sir.
The creature was acting a bit odd, though, right?
Yes.
You said it kind of stood up, whispered.
No, it did not whisper. You heard a whisper on the air. It jerked its head, shook it no. You heard another whisper, then it seemed to steel itself to take action.
Can I make an insight roll to find out if it, to determine if it's not hostile towards us, it's just protecting something?
I have given you this answer through its actions already. It is obviously not wanting to attack you. It is trying to protect something. There is something communicating with it that is making it do things. Remember, it is just an unnatural creature trying to make its way in the sewer in life.
Can you speak? I'll say to it. Now would be a good time if you can.
It jerks its head towards you. Now, let me do this real quick, because obviously it looks like it just understood you. And then it throws a look over its shoulder to the passage that extends behind it and back to you again. Now, Moggets, you're up next. You know, Lolly, I'm sorry, your name was written small between Kavlon and Jaith, so I did jump over you there. Lolly will be going next. But let me ask Lolly and Moggets. As Jaith starts to speak to it, and it reacts this way, do you guys want to move forward with an action?
Is it gonna... I'm holding when I hear him talk to it. However, if it makes any aggressive action, I'm gonna throw a dagger.
You mean a magic missile?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying this, but when I throw the dagger, I will throw a magic missile.
Right. God damn, if you ever actually get the spell magic missile, I'm going to be so confused.
Oh, why would I have that?
What about you, Andrea?
I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Okay. So, John, I'm going to give you a couple extra seconds of time here before I turn back to Bagai. As I said...
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I was going to do is place a light past it. Because it keeps turning around and looking back that way. I want to try to illuminate the tunnel behind it. I can cast it 60 feet from me, behind it.
Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to do. You cast light, shooting it as far back as you can into the darkness. It actually hits a solid surface, and with the laws of magic, you were just pushing it as back as far as you could. So when it hits something solid, it's going to stick to that. So it hits a wall just about 15 feet behind this creature, and then it goes, the tunnel turns at a 45-degree angle. So your light is illuminating down there a little bit, but you can't really see what's down there. You just know there is another passage that way, about 15 feet beyond this creature. Everybody give me a quick perception roll. We're going to aim for a 12 or better.
I got a 12.
Nice.
13.
9.
Moggett?
No, I did not.
Jaith?
23. So, yeah.
He says forlornly, 23. It's, there is movement, like something has darted away from the light. Those of you that rolled better than 12 notice this. And those of you that didn't, Kavlon, you were busy turning around, running the other way. Moggett, you were busy checking behind you for those spiders behind you who have seemed to stall out for a second and stop moving forward. So I'm going to go to Beguine now, unless Aaron or Andrea wants to have their characters do something in particular.
Did the ettercap do anything?
Uh,
Did it defending itself? Did it forget an attack? Did it?
You know what? It's going to go here. It seems to be confused and hesitating.
Me too.
Well, me and Kavlon hit it pretty hard, so it's probably stunned.
Okay, we're going to move on to the new round. Beguine.
I'm gonna look at Jade, just kind of like side look at him. Am I gonna kill this guy?
Kill the thing in the tunnel beyond it, over that way.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna run down the tunnel.
Okay. Now, it is between you and the tunnel. How do you want to handle that situation?
So I just want to shove it out of the way into the spider webs.
Easy enough to do. With your strength, you swat it out of the way, shove it, not necessarily hit it, and it flips upside down, clinging to the wall as it carries itself with your hit to land on all fours on the web, and it scurries up to the ceiling, flattening itself. The wounded spider behind it also does the same thing, not necessarily flying, just kind of limping to one side out of your way as you barrel past it. With your movement rate...
Oh, this spider only has 6 legs.
He's quick at math for a moron. 1, 2, 3... Oh, wait, kill. You rush...
He can count, he just can't spell.
Thank God he didn't go with calligraphy. So he couldn't even draw a square.
Prettiest numbers ever.
That's right. So you rush down...
Basically, scarlet letter.
There we go. Rush down to the 45-degree turn down it, and you could see this hallway in the light of the magic light. What is the radius of magic light, folks?
30.
It goes 30 from where...
30 radius, right? Okay.
I also
then it
think
goes to
my
dim light.
trident is glowing.
I believe it is, yes. So that should definitely... A good reminder there. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, as you go down there, you can see the large 9-foot form of that woman from upstairs fleeing down the hallway.
Oh, hey guys, the bitch is back.
Now,
Spider.
with your regular movement rate, you're not going to catch her this round.
Can I throw my trident at her?
You could
no,
dash.
I'll throw an axe.
You could throw something, or you could do the dash, which I believe bonus dash is a bonus.
Oh, for rogues it's a bonus.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, not for
We
me.
can
It's
double move is basically...
Right, and that takes up the full thing. Yeah,
Interaction.
you throw something if you want, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna, sorry, I gotta switch over to that tab where I've got it. I know I can throw my axe, range 20 feet.
Okay.
So if I can run 30 feet and throw it 20 feet.
Yeah, you could do that. Give me a 2 hit.
Okay.
And she seems injured.
Doesn't he still have bardic inspiration?
No,
No,
he used it.
We used the last round.
That is a 19.
And that does hit. What kind of damage do you do?
Not a lot. Let's see. Oh, I am raging, so maybe 12. 12 points of slashing damage.
Damn.
You throw the axe. It hits her in the hip. She crashes into the wall and tumbles to the ground, scrambling to get back up. Kavlon.
Yeah.
So how far is it to the
For you, about
corner to turn?
20 feet.
Okay. And then I could probably get in melee if I burn everything. But I don't know that I want to. So I will go as far as my 30 feet of movement.
Very good.
And then I will throw a dagger.
Go ahead. You rush down the hall, taking that corner. Matter of fact, you rush at the corner and you leap, bouncing off the wall, parkouring, you fucking shit, back down that little 45-degree angle hall, whipping a dagger out as you do, and
17 to hit.
oh, it goes into her shoulder as she's scrambling to get back up.
Great. Dagger. Ooh, that is a 4 on the D4, so 8 points of damage. And then I snap and the dagger comes back.
Okay. By the way, for now on, we're going to treat that as a bonus action. Okay?
Oh, bringing my daggers back?
The retrieval of whatever you have attuned to your pouch.
Okay.
It's and it appears in your pouch, by the way.
Right.
Okay. So, but yeah, this time we're not worrying about it. But from now on, it'll be a bonus action. Okay?
Great. Well, she's too far away, really, for me to use any of my bonus actions, so
Right.
bonus action return.
Yeah. It's But yeah, the dagger bites into her shoulder, her right shoulder, whipping her to the left as she was scrambling to get up. She hits the wall and crumples down to the ground, and she is still moving, but just barely. Lolly.
I'm gonna go forward, but not. I'm gonna stay behind everybody, and I'm gonna use bardic inspiration on Jaith.
Very good.
Jaith is furtive and mean. You must keep him in close quarantine, or he sneaks up to the slums and promptly becomes disorderly and obscene.
I see you know more about his background than we
You weren't
do.
there. Wait.
She is from the future.
Perhaps she was.
That's very true.
So he gets 1d6 to an action.
Right. Sometime in the next 10 rounds or 10 minutes? 10 minutes, I believe, right?
Which would be in... Well, no, that would... 10 rounds.
But that means I have one more,
600.
because I only get 4.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I think it's 10 minutes. If somebody knows
It
different.
is.
Okay. Okay, Zazzle, get on my
Or
lap.
until used. You only get to use
Right.
it once.
Right. Okay, so, and Lolly kind of saunters forward, past the ettercap on the ceiling, and the spider on the wall, and Zazzle, don't walk on the keyboard.
Keyboard cat.
I kind of sashay through and do my limerick.
Shouting
There
it,
we go.
enjoying the echo of your voice off the web-padded walls.
Yeah.
Okay, Jaith. You
I
hear,
will move up.
okay, 15 feet to the corner, just passing past the ettercap and everything?
Yep. It doesn't seem to be bothering us, so. Guiding bolt's 120 feet, so that's well within range. I will hit it with a guiding bolt. Or
Very
attempt to.
Now, what do you need to do to make that hitter?
I have to make an attack roll.
Please do. Don't walk on the keyboard again, Ken.
I will use my inspiration just to make sure it hits her.
Oh, very good.
So that will be 20 now to hit.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yes, it hits her.
She takes 17 points of radiant damage, and the next person that attacks her gets advantage.
So-
She's glowing.
Radiant damage. That's
Hell
like
yeah.
raw light damage, or is that like holy damage?
It's holy damage.
Holy
Holy
damage.
shit.
Okay. Your spiritual attack, your holy attack, rains down on her like a missile down the hallway. It actually slams her more against a wall, and you see teeth go flying as black smoke issues off of her. And you know you have sent her soul to someplace else. And her body crumples to the ground and heaves a final sigh. It's more like the pressure of the body pushing the air out than a sigh. Moggets.
I will make my way to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Is she... When I see her around the corner, is it dead?
It's deflating on the ground. Part of its head is smeared on the wall. There is a large gouge in its shoulder. It has a huge gash out of its thigh, plus all the other damage you guys did to it previously. So, by the way, Moggets, the rest have gone around the corner to do their thing. As you're heading past the ettercap, you can see him literally herding the spiders away, and that coating, that carpet of spiders on the wall start to move away, making about an 8 to 10 foot section of just rolling spider carpet along the curved sewer. And the large spiders that were beyond you guys stop, and the smaller spiders scurrying up them. And as they get loaded up, they start dashing away. And the ettercap stays behind, facing you guys, making sure they get away. Now, just so you guys know, if anybody actually wants to attack and kill them, that's not going to all happen in 6 seconds. So there is opportunity if you want to go into a spider crushing frenzy.
No.
So anyhow, this hag, this creature, lays broken, smashed, exercised, if you will, in a heap of smoldering rags at your feet.
Walk up,
Oh, okay.
pull out my short sword, and then friggin' shocking grasp! Face the neck.
Now, real quick, before Moggets does that, because you won't be able to get all the way up to her that round. It will be a new round. So, Bagai, did you want to do anything as Moggets heads towards the fallen body?
I don't want to steal his thunder, but I am still raging.
Right.
How many legs does she?
How many legs does she have? Of her own?
Yeah.
2.
Well, I couldn't remember if her, like, the bottom half was a snake on her or if she was humanish looking.
I want you to think of the Snow White witch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, which if unhunched is about, 7, 8 feet tall or so. But when hunched over is, 6
Right.
feet.
Right. Can I see the ettercap? Like, did it move down to look down the hallway at us, or is it back a ways?
No, it's around that 45-degree turn. You can see movement out there, but what you mostly see is Moggets moseying towards you.
Yeah, I targets, but I would run up with my trident and poke her really hard.
Very good. Any specific limb, orifice, etc., just a general poke?
In her gut.
Very good. You're going to come at her from behind, but yeah, you're able to stab into there, and your trident stabbing into her, she doesn't have that rubbery, leathery feel that she had when you stabbed her before. Her skin is brittle and flakes away, and you can hear her bones crushing underneath the pressure of your trident. And she almost breaks totally in half. You can see things moving within her shadowy form.
Can I scoop her up like on the end of a fork?
You could try, yeah. Well, yeah, somebody do the try thing now. You could try.
You can certainly try.
But hold that thought for a moment.
Okay.
Because Kavlon, you are next.
I'm going to kind of stand guard at the back. I will take the defensive action.
Very good. Now, are you moving back
And just watch him, go back to the corner and watch the guy retreat.
Okay, as you make it to the corner, please take into consideration everything I described to Aaron. So you do see the spiders leaving, the ettercap retreating, etc. Now, he's got his back to you, and he's between you and the spiders. But again, just giving you, your character, that information also.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just going to go and be a defensive back just in case.
Right.
For whatever reason
Let me explain. The reason I reiterate your character knows that is in case it wants to impart that knowledge to the rest of the party.
I see.
That's all. And it doesn't mean you have to. It's just that's why I repeat it to you. I know you see it. But
Gotcha.
that's the DM way of going, if you want to let anybody else know, here you go.
Sure.
Lolly.
Fine. I will go and take that defensive action and then yell over my shoulder. Hey guys, the creature thing is leaving down the hallway with all of the spiders. Thank God.
Good
We want
riddance.
to pursue?
No, thank you.
Grand. I don't either. Really starting to dislike these spiders.
They have too many legs.
Yes. And big fangs like this.
Very good. Lolly.
Well, I'm just gonna pull out my flask and drink it and see if anybody else wants some,
Kavlon.
since everything's leaving.
Kavlon.
I will
There's,
take some.
there's a kindred.
Yes,
there's a
please.
kindred spirit amongst you.
So I
What
pass
kind
it
of
around.
spirit is this? Oh God, that is strong. I like these. Here, try my flask. And I will pull out flask number 3 that has a rum-like spirit in it.
Isn't he the drunk one?
He is.
What?
And I'm going to move on for a moment here. Anybody else, real quick, show of hands, anybody else that wants to drink from her flask? Okay. Moving on. Jaith, as they begin to share flasks, you...
I will go up to the body. Well, what's left of it now.
It has been ripped in half, and as I say, you can see things moving on the inside of the broken shell of a body.
What's moving?
It looks like insects. And you're unsure if they came from within the body or because of the condition of the world, they have already descended on the body to devour it from outside of it.
Well, we've kept parts of other things, so I'll get out a flask and try to stop up a couple of the bugs and
Okay.
figure out what they are later.
Easy enough to do.
I'm not drinking from that flask.
Here's what we're going to do real quick. Just give me a dexterity roll and tell me what you roll with dex bonus or whatever bonuses you would get to.
It's 17 plus 2, 19.
Okay, here's what I was doing. 1 to 5, you wouldn't have got any, you would have got bit. 6 to 10, you would have got bit, but you would have got 1. So you got like 3 without getting bit. Okay, popped them in your little glass vial or flask. And by flask, I assume you mean like a vial as opposed to what they're drinking.
Yeah, vial. Yeah.
Put them in the liquor. That's kind of blasphemous towards dwarves.
We can make tequila out of it. Now, Travis, for me, you're cutting in and out a little bit now.
Am I?
Is that?
Yeah, it's back again. Yeah.
Let me attempt this. Nobody else leave the call. Give me 1 second here. Let me try this.
Oh shit.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Were you worried because I disappeared?
No.
It's
No,
okay.
true.
I'm back. Is the sound better?
Say something.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you about my kids. And Chris, thank you for putting Try up there. Elizabeth, hopefully you're still with us. You should check out the other fun graphics down there. It's,
The problem is it didn't show up in my chat. It just said it was there.
it doesn't show up in the chat. It says you chose this, and it shows up on the screen.
Ah, I see.
So yeah, it's but when you do it, I assume you clicked on the redeem button, correct?
I
As
did.
opposed to typing exclamation redeem. Which one was it?
I clicked the button.
You said try, right? So I'm going to type it. This is what
I
happens
saw it on there.
if you type it. It then shows up like that and shows up on the screen.
I see.
But if you hit the button, it will not put the thing. You know, you only see the one thing. Okay,
Oh, I see.
so back to the game. Okay, we got Jace collecting some bugs. And by the way, with that roll that you had there, John, I will say that you have collected 3 different kinds as opposed to, 3 of the same. So you got a beetle, you got a grud, and you got something centipede-ish. Maggots. Now you have walked up, yelled shocking grasp. Or unless you want to change that at this point. What's that?
Make sure it's actually dead, but it obviously is. Is it wearing anything?
It is
Or friggin' rags, or what do we got going on here?
It is wearing rags and whatnot.
Those are so yesterday rags, though. I mean, they're not very
They are
fashionable.
definitely, out of style. They're very casual, though. These are the sweatpants of medieval fantasy. It's and poor people sweatpants, not the drug dealer quality sweatpants.
No, Adidas for her.
Basically, I want 1, inspect the corpse, and then 1, make sure it's dead. 2, make sure it doesn't have anything valuable on it. 3, burn the corpse.
Okay. You start
Okay.
You start rummaging through the corpse, looking out for Bagai, who is trying to make some kind of puppet on a stick out of the top half of the body, and watching out for the entomologist there. Entomologist, right? That's the insect guy? I got that right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And you find a small satchel tucked inside the remaining bottom half, and in here you find
Special pocket.
a sheaf of papers. There are 2 vials, one with blue liquid that glows lightly, and the other one is just a dark brown sludge. You do find a dagger. That is not inside the satchel. That is attached to the rope belt. And
I believe you called it a magic missile, sir.
I don't remember. And then other than that, give me a... I guess for a standard search, we're going with a perception roll, right?
Yeah, sure.
Investigation, usually.
The investigation is when you do an extended search as opposed to a casual. It's where you're getting into the minutia.
I got a 6.
Excellent. You notice the bugs come in a variety of colors, and there is a stink accompanying the body. More than one stink. One you would say, that's bugs. That smell is something you haven't smelled for about 20 years, and it all goes back to your friend that I told you about last game.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to break initiative here because we're not in combat. So at this
Do we
point in
all
time...
smell it?
Well, you smell stink. Yes.
Bagai?
That's not me. That's a bug lady. She's not even a real lady. Look, she's like a sack full of bugs.
Bagai, put her down. On the rest of her corpse.
So I will, after watching the thingy Mababa retreat, I will join the rest of them. Did you guys find anything interesting on her body?
Yeah, whatever stuck in his pockets.
I just spread it off to the side.
It was her
Ooh.
snack.
She has an axe, like mine.
Maybe you should take it back then.
Yeah, I'll drop the lady and retrieve my axe.
Okay. You now realize she has a trident like yours inserted into her rib cage.
No, I put that there.
I don't know. You said you drop her. I don't know.
I hang on. I shake her off the end.
Okay.
Oh, God. Stuck it.
Little pieces everywhere, and yeah, there's like 3 ribs that are kind of stuck onto one of the tines of your pitchfork.
I will wipe those off on the back of Mogget while he's digging through the pouch. Just Just really gently.
He's boning you.
No.
He said no. He's going to get a rolled up newspaper next.
No. 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 Sit over there in the corner. You're no longer allowed to play today.
But guy, he's talking to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll stop. Once he says no the third time, I'll stop trying to wipe the bones on him. And I'll just stick it back up and pull him off.
You remember
Awesome
one
behind
time your father actually gave you the advice, and he says it's very important to never wipe your bone on another man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it comes back to you. But you were raging, so, you
Right.
know.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm no longer raging.
Yeah. Of course, you were having dinner and eating ribs when your father said this, so you don't know if it applies or not.
Right. We're not eating this thing.
Well, not yet.
We're back to cutting out a little bit.
Yeah.
Even Robert for me now.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Are we in a chamber, or is there anything else back here?
You're in a sewer thing. You can see small holes in the ceiling covered with spider webs. The spider webs are very thick back here. There are all kinds of bones and oddities stuck into the spider web here. But even the spider webs are tattered. This is obviously a long unused... But it is a dead end. Just 15, 20 feet ahead of where she collapsed. It's a dead... Yes, Kevlon.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, is she like heading into other rooms? Like, does the hallway just keep going?
No, this one is a dead end. Now, it is 9 o'clock. Let's take a break. Let John close down his store. Anybody need a refill, go to the bathroom, etc. Now's the time. And I'm going to see if I've scared away all of our viewers. Elizabeth, thank you so much for being light-fingered on the noises themselves during the game. I appreciate that. I don't actually think you're here, though.
Now that we're in a break, Elizabeth, do all the noises.
Absolutely. And you guys can do the noises, just if it gets to a point where it's just ridiculous and not part of the game, etc., then it's just distracting.
Haha, it's back up. Now I won't touch it.
Download that character sheet real quick.
I did. I mean, it doesn't have my active health points on it, but yes.
Good enough.
Now
I have
that
all
it's
of the
back up,
other
you're not
important
gonna finish
things.
You know what? I will take this opportunity because I am curious. Something I think the new Monster Manual does not have are treasure charts. I don't believe they have that. So I'm guessing what they're doing is it goes by creature rating at this point. Types, challenge, experience points, special traits, legendary creatures. So yeah, I guess they no longer have treasure. I'm guessing the DMG will have treasure charts based on... Okay, so we'll work with that.
You don't do treasure?
No, you do. I'm just seeing if they have a set amount, etc.
I feel like there are treasure tables.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably in the DMG under creature
It
rating.
shows it's saying it's in the DM.
Yep, and is it saying it is under creature rating?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I am also.
I am not.
133. Let's check 133. There we go. Random treasure. Treasure tables. Yep, there we go. It's by challenge rating. As expected. Okay, but does it give a chart number? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Really?
Yep.
Okay. Let me check a few things here so I can get an idea of what they think you should have.
Vorpal blades.
This is hilarious.
Horrible swords for everyone.
You know, the problem is they're those round things Xena used to throw, and picking them up, you're fucked.
No, there's these bracers that give +2 to AC if you're not wearing any armor. Those are what I want to find.
It's like kids with a Christmas list.
Uh-huh.
Except you're just going to keep finding yourself in situations where you have to wear armor. Oh, we have to disguise you as a guard.
Clink, clink, clink. Be the most useless monk ever.
Well, no, you have alcohol, so there's some use. No matter what, you've got a use. Okay, did everybody get what they need? Outside of the game, while they were up.
Wow.
Barring John, is there anything anybody needs to do before I continue? Very good. Moving on. Can everybody hear me okay? You hear me now? This needs to have this put in here, because I will research this later.
I should email this to myself.
Yeah, you should.
So I can have a hard copy printed out.
You
Well,
said
I guess I
hard.
don't really need a hard copy printed out.
Just on your hard drive, that'll be good enough. Okay, so I'm going to go on a little bit here while we're waiting for John, because I don't know what else he's doing. He's counting down the register or what, but it has been more than 5 minutes, so we will continue on. You're standing over this broken corpse. Everybody has retrieved their appropriate weapons, or their new weapons that looks just like their old ones, as the case may be. Jaith is busy saying a prayer to Jonathan. He is kneeled. You know for a fact he could be at this another 30 seconds or another 10 minutes. So it's best to just carry on with and let him do his thing. What do you guys want to do?
Is there anything interesting or shiny in her collection of stuff in the wall?
Yeah, I want to search the area around, like do an in-depth search around to try and figure out where she was going, why she was cowering in this dead end.
Very good. Very good. So both of you in-depth searching?
I'm just looking for shiny, interesting-looking things.
Excellent. Moggets?
I am keeping an eye on them because they're magpies. And making sure that nothing jumps out of the wall when it happens.
So you're not worried about them pocketing stuff. You want to make sure there's not bonus action going on when they're not paying attention.
Exactly. It's one of those, what are they going to spend it on? What do we really care about?
That's true. You care about love. Okay. Jaith?
I care about my heart staying in the right place.
Right. Yeah, heart in the right place. That's kind of like love, except not at all. Jaith, you had
Yes.
knelt to pray to Jonathan. This is what I'm doing when you don't return quickly. I just have you pray.
You're praying.
So you didn't miss anything except they began searching, and I have to ask Lolly what she's doing. So you will be joining the normal activities now as you get up from your prayer to Jonathan, thanking him for the strength and the power of his strength and power. You're not very creative with words. I don't.
Justice.
That's right. Lolly,
Are there spider webs on the walls in this room?
lots of them, 2.5 feet thick, all across the floors, ceiling, and walls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of troll around the room, touching all the spider webs, see what falls out.
Okay. Jaith, what you have is Bagai, checking out the lady as well as the surrounding area, looking for shiny cool stuff. Lolly seems to be doing the same. Quebal being a little more in-depth and actually plunging his arms into the spider webs, looking for, why the fuck did she come back here? And Moggets has returned to that 45-degree angle turn with the light spell on the wall, and he's kind of keeping an eye out on you guys as well as down the hall. What would you look for?
I'm looking for an exit.
Okay, Moggets? What were you saying?
If the guy makes his way over here, I'm gonna freaking just casually mention to him, hey, why doesn't Jake ever, like, for other things from John, like kick-ass beards or thank him for that kind of thing? He's always thanking him for the wrong thing. And I just want to put these little seeds in there to get him to start asking these questions about, hey, why don't you ever thank him for my nice eyebrows? Or
Eyebrows, singular.
exactly, eyebrows. Or my nice rounded ear, or things like that. And it seems selfish to just thank him for the stuff you want, not the stuff that you've been getting.
Okay.
All right. Given that short little interlude, Guy is gonna go kneel exactly where Jade was kneeling.
Okay.
Look at the body. Make whatever dwarvish. He tries to get close.
The symbol of Jonathan with the hands
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
there's this for the hammer or this. Now humans, when they worship Jonathan, actually the trident. So it's quite often the trident symbol.
No.
Yeah, the trident
Yeah,
actually
okay.
represents the scales of justice.
But they do it like this.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna flash one of these, and say, "Oh, mighty Jonathan, thank you for my beautiful beard."
Do you have a beard?
Which, no, but Guy doesn't have a beard.
Check and go
But
on.
he's just making sure all the bases are covered here. Thank you for my beautiful beard, and
Loincloth.
please make sure all the bugs kids have a new bug daddy to tuck them in. Amen.
Very good. And by the way, you did hear Lolly suggest loincloth. And Jade,
I'm actually like not wearing loincloth.
Oh, yeah.
I have like overall kind of things on.
I like the picture. Jade, you did hear a discussion. I allow you to roleplay how much you heard Moggett say and decide whether or not you feel you're being mocked or imitated honestly or whatever. I allow that as role-playing. I am not dictating anything there. Please feel free to react or not as you choose.
He's still a human, right?
Who? Moggett or Bagai?
Yeah. Oh, but Moggets.
He is a human, but he is a wizard.
I just ignore it.
That's right. It's best if you don't listen to humans too much. It's really just the wisest course.
Nope, just go my way.
Okay.
I will go over to the big guy and say, that's a wonderful prayer. Jonathan's brought you great strength. You should be happy. Now let's get out of here.
Well, before we get out of here, as it is, you guys start looking around, looking for exits, looking for things, and tearing webs off walls. Now, the webs fall away pretty easy. They are full of dust. Soon, the air is just...
Touch 'em.
What's that?
I'm touching them all.
Right. You're knocking the dust off them. So soon the air is a haze of particulates. So, but it is moist down here, so it's not too... Yes, Andrea?
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to do an action.
Okay.
My precipitation.
Prestidigitation.
I
Got
want to
it.
make. Yeah.
I'm afraid it's going to rain.
I want to make like a wind, some air come through to kind of knock down all the webs.
Okay. Now, do you want to use air or do you want to use fire? because you can create essentially light a campfire with it. So I'd allow you to burn away the webs with it, or you can do the air to try to drag it off. Which would you like to
Well,
attempt?
we're in a small room. I don't want to set stuff on fire because then we can't breathe.
As I pointed out, I don't know if you were here when I did. I think you were, but webs are not actually flammable. They will melt away at flame, but they don't.
I don't know what's in the webs.
That is a good point. Okay, air it is. That is a fair point. You never know when there's a $100 bill in there.
Or like dead people.
Might be best if you burn them in this day and age. Remember the prophet, where you came from, and how he was starting the undead army of the... Yeah, anyhow.
They don't know that.
No, they don't. I'm telling you. I'm giving you your future history, your historic future, or something like that.
But we do know that we should burn dead bodies.
Yeah, that is common
I
knowledge.
just figure if the guy will stab it. It's okay.
Okay. So here, let me take this a step forward, and you guys interrupt if you feel you need to. It is about 20 minutes later. Most of the webs have been pushed down, burnt in the right areas. There are dozens and dozens of coins laying on the ground, on the which you found one additional thing besides what I told Aaron. And if you guys don't remember what I told Aaron that Moggets found, he found a sheaf of papers. And by the way, that was in a piece of leather, and that leather was rolled. It's how they would keep a sheaf of papers. It's not a scroll tube, it's a piece of leather that you roll and tie. There were 2 vials. One glowed blue, the other one had a thick, sludge-like dark brown liquid in it, a dagger, and in the seams of her dress, skirt, is an ivory rod. It's only about 15 inches long, and only about as thick as your pinky. But there is runes in it. Jaith, I'll let you look at it and try to decipher those in a little bit. Give me just a minute before you go for that. Other than that, like I said, dozens and dozens of coins. And that's just in this tube. You get the feeling that these spiders have been down here for a while. And whatever they've brought down, there has been a lot of stuff. As the cloth disintegrates and disappears, as they eat the bodies, there are things stuck in these webs. So in this area alone, you gathered over 312 copper. Who's writing down treasure?
I am.
Okay, you got that, Chris? 312 copper, 47 silver, 93 gold, and 13 platinum. There were 4 gems.
How many platinum?
What I just
1, 3.
13.
Okay.
And there were 4 gems. If anybody has any kind of gem knowledge, which I believe Jaith does, we will get to that in just a moment, because I first need a perception roll from everybody.
6.
The guy does not notice it.
11.
Do I notice one of those shiny gems?
Yes.
18.
17.
Moggets?
14.
Lolly, what did you say?
11.
Okay. Kavlon, Jaith, as you guys are searching things, you find a loose stone. Now, this was a thinner area of webs, and the webs that were over it looked fresher? No expiration date on it, so you couldn't really tell, but they looked fresher. That stone was actually a large stone, and when you went to move it, it was only actually about 2 inches thick, and it moved very easy. Behind it is a basin of water, about 8 inches round, and it has a very pale green translucent liquid in it. And you see a large eye within the water twitching, like it's looking for something. When you move the stone, a voice echoes from this little hollow in the wall. So our sister is dead.
I'm going
To pee myself.
to flip the bowl over and spill all of the liquid.
And Jaith, are you going to should we roll initiative, see if you can take an action first, or are you okay with him doing this? Or do you want to do it
That's
first?
fine.
Okay.
No, he's faster than I am anyways.
Very good.
My dex is +4.
Yeah, it's he's not going to try to stop you, so I'm not going to even worry about it. You reach in and you flip the bowl, and the water hisses as it hits the stone, and you see it etching the stone as it runs along the corner. Do give me a dex saving throw.
Ooh, 13.
You take 2 points of damage as some of the liquid splatters on your forearm, burning holes into your flesh. You're missing part of that beautiful dwarven mane of hair on the forearm now? Just a little bit.
Who was your beard?
That's right. You can get transplant.
Nope, we're all good.
But as the acidic water hisses down and runs down, you hear the voice going, "Shame." And then
What did the voice say? You broke
You
up.
cut out.
I'm so torn if I should repeat it. It said, "Shame." Did you hear it that time, or was somebody else talking?
Nope, I
Nope.
game.
Okay, everybody hush. Shame.
Okay,
Did you get it that time?
I think so.
Shame.
Shame.
Yeah.
All of the shame.
Well, not all of it. You don't get all the shame. Don't be fucking greedy. It's not on the treasure chart. I got a bucket of shame. It's like living with my grandmother.
Did the eye go away too, or is the
Well,
eye like...
The eye was a reflection in the liquid.
Gotcha.
Flopping around like a fish.
I just want them to stop watching.
Very good.
Work.
So, here you are. Very good. You've cleared out this area. The webs are burned and blown, and treasure has been collected. Now, would you like to do that to all of the sewer, which will only take 5 to 7 days by your estimate?
No.
Or would you like to try to track your way back to where you were, or do something else?
Well, I think we should light this witch on fire and burn the body. And then probably make our way back to the town hall. And possibly continue to search rooms or upstairs, because there was some funny business, and we did not go upstairs yet. Thoughts?
Come back now.
How big is the square that she came out of? 2 foot by 2 foot, you said?
4 by 4, I believe. Or
I shove her body into there and
Oh.
incinerate it.
No. She did not. There was no witch that came out of a hole. There was a hole in the wall that a 2 foot by 2 foot brick was placed in front of.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is 2 foot by 2
But
foot.
her body's broken up enough
Yeah.
we can just shove it in
Yeah.
there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the hole that she dropped down into the sewer from. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you could shove her broken body in there, light it on fire, and all that
Done.
good stuff. Okay.
Oh, and I also hand Moggets the wand.
The ivory
Figure out what
wand.
this does, wizard.
No charges. Slide a hand right into the rope.
You do what?
Slide a hand it right into the rope.
Okay.
No charges left.
Why don't you give me a sleight of hand roll, a dexterity roll there?
Roll to 17.
Oh, plus bonuses.
Let's see. That is plus 8. 25.
Wait, did you say you rolled a 17 plus 8, 45?
25.
Oh, 25.
Well, let's go with 45. I like that one better.
Well, you are a wizard. So,
Just not a
vanishes
mathematician.
from existence.
there we go.
I'm
Okay,
using a new path.
there we go.
Well, if you say there are no charges left, what kind of wand was it? Since I did not see you cast Identify.
No, wait. I'm going to interrupt there. Metagaming. Does your character know about wizardly skills like Identify? And if so, why?
I do.
Well, I will give you an Arcana roll, John, to see if you know about spells like Identify, because wizards are a rare creature now, but you were around 70 years ago. Chris, you were also, but you said you were raised in the monastery, not in a wizarding school.
Mhm.
So, Chris, is there any reason you would know what Identify, Magic Missile, Shocking Grasp, any of these
No.
things are? Okay. Then I would ask that you perhaps not do that. Unless
17.
you can make a roll, Chris. You can always roll to see if you know about these things.
Yeah, I mean, I could have come across other wizards in, my years of bringing.
Very good. Roll me an Arcana roll. And John, that's
Great.
what you just rolled. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got a 17.
Okay. John,
I got a 6.
okay, you don't know about it. You know wizards can tell these things, but
Well, he didn't answer the question anyway.
right. Well,
I said, what does it do?
Jaith, what you
Oh, I know
Bring it
this
back.
one.
if I may, gentlemen, if I may, Jaith, what you know about Identify is it requires very expensive jewels or a jewel. You're not terribly sure to make it happen. So it's if he doesn't have these things on him. That, and also, you would know there is a difference between detecting magic and identifying a magical item and its properties and function. Okay? Now, please, as you were, carry on.
I know what it does.
Good.
It's about that long, skinny, and white. And see
John
when
Holmes.
when girls are very lonely, they find a fancy stick, and I will tell you the rest when you are older.
Well, we would get a lot older as long as these stories are. Where did it go?
Huh?
Bring it back. I asked you what does it do.
That's the part I have to tell you when you're older. You cannot know where it goes.
Older than what?
And of course, Moggets, you know he's talking to you.
Of course I know he's talking to, but we're gonna let this one. Everybody knows it can go anywhere they want. Alright?
Indeed.
It's only kinky the first time.
I will lean towards Jaith and whisper very loudly, "Go in there."
I don't want to press and digitate anything there.
Very good. What is your guys' next move here? And Jaith, do you want to press this with the wizard?
No. We have plenty of time.
Yeah, you do. It's not like he's going anywhere. You know where he lives.
Did you say that there were holes in the ceiling?
Yeah.
Is there light coming through those holes?
Dim light.
I'm gonna tell everybody to stand back, and I'm gonna hit it a couple of times with the trident.
Well, they're only about 8 inches round, and they seem to go up 3 or 4 feet.
Oh, not like an old grate that had just been like gunked over.
No, more like a hole that somebody would shit down.
Okay, well then skip that. Skip that entire thing.
Thank you.
Not like
appreciated.
How are they gonna shit in the ceiling? Never mind.
So why don't we
One
head
man's
back
ceiling is another man's floor.
I start heading back towards the
Yeah,
courthouse.
Leif and I will start heading back towards Town Hall.
Very good. You guys make your way down there. There's not that many turns. There's only 3 choices of paths. After 5 choices, you made your way back to City Hall.
I'd also like to keep an eye out for eyes.
There is that. You definitely see spiders. Lots of spiders. Most of them anywhere from about the size of a thumbnail to the size of your average child's ball that they would play with. You do think you glimpse a larger one at one point, and as you make that final turn and see the large light coming from the city well, going, oh, that's where we're going, you hear and you see the ettercap in the shadows of the hall, and he seems to be attempting to get your attention, but not really hard. He's just like, you can see him hesitantly waving his little funky fingers at you.
I'll go up to him.
Is it come hither or is it bye-bye?
You're not sure. He's just kind of... you would have to guess he doesn't quite get human communication. He's imitating things that he's seen at some point, sometime. When you come towards him, he scurries backwards and he drops to the floor and puts his head to the floor, but there are still eyes on you.
Where did you learn that one from?
And he pulls a stick from beside him, and it's about this long, and it's just a stick, and he holds it to you, and then holds out his other hand.
So when a purple tick guy is very lonely and he has a fancy stick,
No, big guy. No.
All of you are able to see this. Whether
We
it's
all see this. I'm gonna go over to him.
he
And he has
scurries
his hand
backward.
out.
Well, he
Huh?
he scurries backward when you get close enough to reach him.
I'm gonna go slow. But I'm short, so.
And as you get closer, he holds the other stick up, shaking it sideways, like this, and then holds out his hand.
I'm gonna put my hand out.
Oh, he jerks his hand back.
I'm just gonna stand there, see what he does. Hand out.
He
In
sighs.
Abyssal, I will say, do you speak Abyssal?
He looks around Lolly at you, and then shakes the stick sideways. He's not pointing at you, just shaking the stick.
Standing behind the party in my normal spot, pull the friggin' wand out and go,
His head jerks up, and he holds his hand a little further out, away from Lolly, though.
I'll move over.
And towards
toss it to him.
and then he utters a word. Everybody give me a, let's go with a wisdom roll.
Wisdom.
7.
9.
Ooh, that's not good.
20.
11.
15.
So we got a 15 and 20 as our highest, and a 7, 9, and 11. Is that correct? Okay. Lolly. You first of all, you notice Mogget's holding up the ivory rod. But the word, you guys hear what sounds like might be a word, but you really can't understand it. And this creature, whose mouth was never meant to form human language, utters the words, "Help, Mother." It's wispy, it's hard to understand, but, kind of like listening to an EVP. You're like, oh, it said "Help, Mother." Or cats meowing on TikTok.
Well, I'm gonna kind of get down to his level, so he's not too scared and say, whose mother? Or where's
And
mother?
he shakes the stick and gestures towards Mogget's.
Oh, Margaret is his mommy.
Now, you did not understand. Oh, well, I guess you heard Andrew. We'll put
Oh.
it together like that. You're
I
fine.
heard
You're fine.
He
Andrew,
heard
yeah.
me.
You're fine. You're fine, yeah.
That's good. I was gonna ask Jonas to marry you.
Maybe later.
Well, Margaret, obviously he wants the stick or something.
Toss the stick to. Who is the stick? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Double dive.
12 eyes go all different directions.
So you toss a stick to the ettercap?
Yeah.
Definitely, it just snatches out of there. And it drops the other
Can I
stick.
try and catch it before it gets there?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, yeah, just give me a 2-hit roll. We're going to say armor class 17. 15. Armor class 15.
To hit?
You just give me a dex save 15.
Add
proficiency.
16.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're able to snatch it out of the air. And the ettercap's little spidery eyes get even wider. And you see movement in the web behind him. Just a twitch.
Just give him his fucking stick.
And you can see, you know those other large spiders? You can see the carpet of small spiders moving across them onto the webs.
Okay, I'm confused. Is Kavlon the mommy now?
Do I recognize any
He's a
of the
mother, but I don't know if he's the mommy.
on the stick?
Give me a... Okay, guys, what's a good roll for... You know what? Hold on. We got this handy-dandy DM screen I was given. Let me see what is the most appropriate thing, and there might be 2 or 3. So, Chris, if
I
you
like to
think...
try to detect magic on it.
Do you have the spell available?
Yeah,
Now, do priests have to pick their spells in the morning?
they do. They have to pray for.
Okay. It's give me a...
But I got a new cantrip when I went to level 4.
Oh, and cantrips you do not have to pick, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you can. You have to. I still have to pick them, but
Do you?
You don't burn him.
you know, you pray for them and they use them.
Gotcha.
Every time you want.
Okay, we're gonna go with, I will allow either a history roll under intelligence, a religion roll under intelligence. Looks like we're going with intelligence no matter what. Or arcana.
I'll
Or
go
nature.
religion.
Or nature, if you have nature. And, Jaith, you had a look at this. You're able to also
that's
roll if you like. Moggets, you've looked at this. Feel free to roll if you like. I think the only ones that
I'll
haven't...
pick religion.
Okay.
22.
25 arcana.
Kavlon, one more time.
1-3.
Okay. Kavlon, you recognize it. It's a definitive language, and it's a language that you have not seen before. So you're not sure what this is. Now, for you gentlemen that rolled over 20...
Are you sure? Do you know my languages?
Sorry, do you fucking speak Druidic?
No.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
I'm sure.
No, can't.
It's So, yes, I'm sure. And also, I have your character sheet here, dude.
That's fair.
Okay. And by the way, I will always ask if I am not sure. I promise. I promise. I always try to favor my players within reason. Now, for you gentlemen that rolled over a 20, this is Druidic. This is a priestly sect of nature worshippers, as we all know Druids are. I'm just kind of explaining for any viewers who are like, what's a Druid? That's never seen D&D or Warcraft ever. And it seems to...
Apocalypse.
Say again?
They caused the apocalypse.
They did not, and nobody's asking you right now. Hold on a second.
It was a rock that hit the planet. They caused it.
It's a fair point.
You were right.
But anyhow, now you both did not study it. You looked at it. You recognized that Druidic. It looked like some kind of information. At best, if it had magic on it. John, you're casting Detect Magic, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At that point in time, divination magic is upon it, as well as a taste of... I'm trying to remember how 5th edition does it. That's player. Give me a second. Let me look this up real quick. Does it still do Schools of Magic?
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
They haven't really changed much.
Yeah,
since,
so I
like,
always worry
5.
because I assumed that in the first game and I got bit in the butt a few times, so I'm, cautious.
Well, it's easier to attune magic items and stuff than it used to be.
Well, to me, attuning magic items is, I understand the concept, but it's not something I ever did in any game, ever. So yeah, the presence of magic. Yeah, School of Magic, if any. Yeah, so we're looking at divination and transmutation. Aaron, with your role, you can assume from the little bit that you glanced at it had something to do with information, possibly informational magic. But that is not confirmed for you.
I will share that with the group.
Okay, that information has been shared. Everybody is up to date. Kavlon has it. The ettercap is holding
And I
it
will toss it to him.
to...
The creature. I
Okay.
forget what it's called.
The creature snatches it deftly out the hill, out of the air, and tosses the other stick towards you. It lands 2 feet in front of you. Very, right. It's a good shot. It wasn't a wild toss. And then he starts to scurry backwards, keeping his eyes on you, and he slows, and stops. And then tilts his head. And Andrea, you hear those words again, and you guys now can go, yeah, maybe that is what he said. Because it sounds like, mother.
Is he tilting his head towards the courthouse
No.
passage, or?
He's tilting his head, like a dog does when it hears a noise.
Okay.
Or when a cat is trying to watch me eat and wants part of it.
I didn't have enough time to tell us
pick
the
up the other
direction.
stick and look at it.
And the other stick appears to be pretty much a standard stick. It looks like the bark has been torn away. Some kind of resin has been put over it. You're unsure if it's sap or if maybe it's, 1 second, Andrea, I'll be right with you. Or maybe it's some kind of goo a spider puts out and it hardens over time, but it's got a hard shell around it. And it has interesting, worm trails. You know how worms go under bark and it gets that little trail? It has those. But it's nothing really special. Andrea, what you need? What you got?
Can I tell if they fit together?
You never handled either one. If you want to give me a
just looking at it.
give me a
Does it look like they might fit together?
give me a perception roll.
Perception.
It'll be under wisdom, I believe.
Yeah, I got it. 12.
You haven't seen enough. You're not sure.
Well, I'm just gonna say, hey guys, see if they fit together.
Well, now he has 1 stick and I have 1 stick.
Oh, I thought he took it.
He grabbed the one out of the air that Kavlon tossed, and he threw the other one to Kavlon like it was a trade. And then as he was leaving, backing up, it hesitated and stopped and said the words, "Help, mother," again, and looks between the 5 of you.
Put it in your special pocket.
Where is this mother you wish us to help?
I think we killed.
I don't think so.
Does anybody have comprehend languages or speak to animals or anything like that?
I don't know if I picked that one.
I don't.
I think,
I have
Andrea,
comprehend languages.
would you like to use it at this moment?
Yes, I don't know how.
You tell me I'd like to use comprehend languages.
I would like to use comprehend languages, please.
That's a pretty good imitation of that voice. The bard steps forward.
I also have.
Good.
I have animal handling, which is actually a decent. I don't know if that helps.
Don't touch it there.
But Guy, what you're going to get, give me a quick roll under
It might
animal.
grow its other legs to do that.
Give me a quick roll under animal.
That's a
handling.
20.
A natural?
What do
No.
I roll?
Okay,
An
nothing.
unnatural 20.
Nothing for you, Andrea, yet. Not yet.
Sorry.
You're just going to gain information as you understand it. But, Guy, what you're getting from this thing is not quite an animal. It's not quite an intelligent being either. It's somewhere slightly in between. It's some weird hybrid. But the behavior of it is it's scared. It wants to protect its spiders. But there's something more. It's like when that dog came up to you barking and you had to figure out what it wanted, and Timmy was in the well and you threw the rock down there and Timmy stopped yelling in the well. It was like that.
Ow!
There's something more this creature wants or is scared of, or it has some kind of base emotion attached to. Maybe loves. You don't know. You're not sure. It's not an animal, but it's not a person. Andrea, as you do comprehend languages, help mother blossoms into this more clear image of it. But you can hear undertones as it's muttering in some other language, which is not quite a human tongue. But you understand the gesture of this rod in its hand contains a powerful spirit to help heal the broken world. And I cannot leave to do this, and I need somebody to do it. That woman took it from me and threatened to break it if I did not help it.
So what I'm getting from it is to help Mother Earth?
You're not sure.
Okay. Well, since I'm still in front of him, we'll help Mother, and I'll put my hands out to get the stick.
It repeats the words help mother, because comprehend language let you understand, but does not help it understand you. And it doesn't speak common. It has these words and vague
I will do
gestures.
interpretive dance.
Give me a performance roll.
Okay. What is that under?
That would...
I got it.
Okay.
Hold on. I got it.
Gary is sending me behind-the-scene messages.
17.
Trying to guess the future of the plot. I love it. 17. You see the bard go into interpretive dance, showing of great battle, and helping and lifting people up, and a giant heart shape above her head. The dwarf apparently, one of the Rokaran apparently hates interpretive dance. The creature, by the way, just rolled a natural 20 to understand what you're saying.
Yeah, heart.
Oh,
And you get this spew of language going, protect her, help her. And it holds the rod out to you inches from your hand, as opposed to jerking away and trying to avoid you. And you take it.
And
And
I
it
get
sighs. And it crawls backwards on all fours, staring at you. And you feel, Robert, a great sadness, but a relief from this creature. You've seen this in animals that are going off to die.
I now pronounce you monster and wife.
As Bagai decides to help.
Well, Lolly, what did you say to it?
She's going to be the mother of the baby spiders.
This is to help Mother. Now we gotta find out who it is. And I dance around.
I thought you were from the future. Shouldn't you know?
I was asleep that day. I don't know.
Great day to sleep.
Well, let's make our way back upstairs. I want to get out of the sewer and no more spiders. No more spiders.
You guys are going to need to scrub. When you go back down the short hallway to the giant cistern with the hole in the ceiling, the guy helps each of you up. And then he easily grabs the edge and pulls himself up, elbows getting stuck.
I don't need help. I parkour the shit out of that.
It's in the middle of the room. Go ahead. Well, you could parkour off
He's
him.
stuck in the hole.
You could parkour.
You can climb up me.
Yeah, you could parkour off them. But yes, it's how high can you jump there, Chris?
I don't know actually.
And it wouldn't
It's
actually
like
be
a
in the
spider
center of the
monkey.
room because that's where the well is. But it is in one side. But yeah, between the guy, the wall, you can parkour up there. And
Half his height, 2 feet.
So they know this is the way out because I just like appeared. I don't know how to get the hell out.
they seem pretty confident.
Okay.
No,
Yep.
you appeared upstairs,
Yeah, you followed us and
and then we
jumped
all
down.
dropped down this hole.
That's true.
Oh.
And by the way,
Wow.
don't forget, when you're in this cistern, you can see light at the end of the tunnel to the north.
Carolyn.
And hear the sound of
Oh,
running
it's-
water. That's probably the river. So do you want to go back up into City Hall, or do you want to go out into the river?
Oh no, it was a lot funner going up the whole parkouring around.
Back to City
and,
Hall.
There you go.
At
Kevlon.
least I do. I want to go explore the river. But our cart and donkeys is back there, and there are rooms to investigate. And a whole nother level.
Before the guy lets Lolly and Mogget lifts them up the hole, I'm gonna look between both of them and say, okay, which one of you is staying here?
Oh no.
That's a fair answer.
Spiders stay here, not me.
But I thought you are its mother. You're going to leave your ugly baby in the sewer.
No, I'm not the mother. I have to
Mogget
find
is the mother.
Yes.
The Mogget is the mother.
The stick was the
She's
mother.
the ugly mother.
Did you hear that, Robert?
The stick was the mother.
Yes. We saved mother. Done.
I'll turn to Lolly. I'm picking her up and lifting her up the hole. I think our wizard is stupid.
Could be. But you're very smart. And I pat him on
And
the
then
head.
I'll let Ma get up too.
Okay. And then everybody is upstairs. There is the burned ghast in the one cell. There is the 3 broken skeletons in the other cell, which, by the way, the ghast has clawed its way to the corner and is huddled behind a bench now. Yes, it was destroyed before. And the skeletons, did you burn them?
I thought we did.
Did you burn the...
No, we just kind of crushed them to pieces.
Oh, that's true.
You burned the ghast, and by the way, it doesn't
Yes.
look like it's moving. Its eyes are hollow. It looks like it had some kind of energy left in it, and dragged itself to the corner and tried to blockade itself in. The skeletons, it was one with definitely a crushed skull and spine. The other 2 are mostly assembled. Jay, and by the way, everyone else would know, the dead don't stay dead. That's why we burn them. The gas does appear completely dead at this point. But the 2 skeletons, you could see the one hand twitching its way back towards the body. You can see the foot quivering every 8 to 12 seconds and rattling a centimeter closer, etc.
Well, let's do this right. Sweep them up into a pile. Let's just wait it.
Okay.
Using my staff, I will play golf with the remaining heads.
Okay.
To roll them into the pile.
Okay. As you sweep them into a pile, you see pieces start to attach themselves. But it doesn't cause an issue. You guys are able to get them lit on fire before it's an actual issue. And batting the heads around and playing golf with them, really, it stops them from animating completely.
Yeah, but bone doesn't necessarily burn in a regular fire.
Now, I hear you not speaking in the guy's voice. So what I'm going to tell you here...
No, yeah.
Yeah. It's what I'm going to tell you here is the science of undead is they are animated by the negative energy plane or something along those lines, some energy from some other place. So by applying fire, you actually break those energy bonds.
Gotcha. It's not that we're trying to revert them to ash.
Correct. You're breaking. Now, a lot of peasants are absolutely going to think it's burning them to ash. It's destroying the physical. Right. But there is an energy interaction here that actually creates the breaking of the bond.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys do that. It's 10 minutes later. Skeletons are burned. You're confident they're not going to reanimate. And just to make sure, as he was playing golf with the heads, he may well crush the skulls in the process. Yeah?
Maybe we should burn the gas to get to just to be on the safe side.
I'm pretty sure it's burnt.
Well, yes, it looked burned and dead in pile 2, and now it is in corner behind bench. I didn't move it, you didn't move it. How did dead burn thing get in corner behind bench?
If somebody has the torch, I'll take the torch, walk over there, and try to burn it again.
And by walk over there, you mean tear the door off the hinges.
How did we get him before?
You burned him through the
We didn't.
It was John throwing fireballs through the... using a cantrip.
Yeah, okay. Tear the door off the wall, go there and burn.
I will stop him before he rips the door open. No. Do not go in.
See, arms fit in between the bars.
Yes. Your arm can fit through the bars.
Yeah, but it's not going to reach the guy, is it? Back in the back corner of
That's
his cell?
12 feet back.
Yeah, okay, so I stick my arm with the torch through the bars and just look at you all with a disdainful glare.
I'll go to the other side and casting spells at it, and if it animates, it'll hopefully drive it away towards him.
Okay. You throw a few more fireballs. It barely catches on fire. There's really not a whole lot there to burn. It does not react.
Great, I am satisfied. Let us continue upstairs.
I'll say a prayer to Jonathan, and I'll do a ritual to ensure that...
Now, does a war priest have the turning ability?
Yes.
Is that essentially what you're doing? That would be...
Which I still... I have to switch out for a second.
The reason I ask
yes,
is...
I'd be able to do it twice.
That would essentially be a prayer to remove the soul from this being or dispel this being. And, you know, when you get more powerful, it disintegrates it. Does it still disintegrate in 5.8?
I think it can at higher levels.
Okay. Destroys them. Okay. The bottom line is, you do all the things, it is destroyed. Andrea has pointed out it is almost 10 o'clock. Does anybody need a break, or shall we just roll on?
I do.
Andrea needs a break. Chris needs a break. We're going to take a quick moment. We will start at the top of the ramp when you guys return. Aaron, you look so sleepy.
Long day in a crawl space.
Oh, man. How do you handle crawl spaces? I guess like the sewer tonight.
This one was a clean crawl space.
Oh, nice.
Had moisture barrier and everything down. I'd rather do attic crawl space.
Do you want to do mine? I need to check a wire, and I hate going up there.
Yeah, your attic or your crawl space?
Attic.
I can. I just gotta make my way down there. What's wrong with it?
You know the addition on the back of the house?
Yep.
2 light switches don't work. I have checked
Okay.
it's an addition, so I've checked the attic and the addition. I see no problem with the wiring. I suspect somewhere in the front half of the house where they brought the wiring forward, these wires have come undone or were never connected or a squirrel chewed through them or something. It's easy enough for me to go up there and do it. I just haven't. I'm just being lazy.
But I mean, if those wires don't work, have you checked the switch or at the breaker?
Yes. And I
Okay.
cannot... The breakers that should work for these connections don't change anything. They're on. The rest of the room works. All the plugs in the room work. There's just 2 or 3 ceiling lights that don't work. Actually, 1 exterior light on the back deck, and then 2 ceiling lights, 1 in the hall and 1 in the bedroom. They don't
They're
have.
probably wiring it off. They
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, but I'm not too.
Okay, we're talking electrical now, huh?
We are. Did you want to come and do my electrical?
I mean, not particularly.
I don't blame you. I would rather do wiring any day than plumbing any day.
Oh, absolutely. We had a hard hat tour of where the theater space is yesterday, and when we were going through, they had they're gonna have to reposition a sink and a dishwasher and a plumbing because they found an entire wall of where there should have been an auxiliary dimmer box in the wall with like switches and all of that, like breaker box. That's the
Okay.
word I'm looking for. There should have been an additional breaker box there, but they didn't. They just wire nutted everything shut and then drywalled it in.
That's what happens when you don't have inspectors involved.
Oh, even if you do have inspector.
I guess, yeah.
No, it was some contractor fucked up, and instead of telling anyone that they fucked up, they just left it and drywalled over the whole thing and walked away.
Okay. Now we've got just a minute or 2 left before Robert comes in. I want to thank everybody who's hanging out watching the game, which I think probably just Gary. I
And
suspect.
remember, there's gifts.
Yeah, Gary, you know how to use those, right? You know how to use the sounds and the images, so you can do it by typing !redeem space, then the command word for it, or you can scroll down below it in the store, hit store items. It's not real money, it's the points you gain by watching. And you can just click redeem on any one of those. The bottom 8 or 10 make just a minimal noise, but put up some D&D related GIF. So, here comes Robert. Has he got food? Oh no, it's his phone. I was hoping he was bringing a snack for us.
What is it?
Ah,
What do you got
Is it
there?
upside down?
What is
It's a
that?
fancy little chocolate bar with
Oh.
orange and almonds in it.
Now, is it a good quality chocolate bar with orange and almonds?
dark chocolate.
Yeah,
Nice, nice. If it's cheap, then whatever. But if it's a quality one, well worth a small bar. That's all you need. Okay, back to the game. You guys are at the top of the ramp. You have, I don't know, what do we have? About a dozen and a half rooms. See there? The army charges. That applies very much to this group. It's that's the Scooby-Doo one, Chris.
I know.
Oh, did you do it? Oh, you did it. Okay. It's oh, I'm sorry, 2 dozen rooms because you haven't checked the upstairs at all. I forgot about that. It's,
Yep, that's where we're gonna be headed.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to give a closer look at some of the other rooms we glossed over.
Now, I'm gonna talk for a minute here. We can do this one of 2 ways, and that is roleplay through each and every room, which is going to let's see, there that is. Gary got it. Which is do it every room one by one with a lot of rolling. Or, if there's no reason to role play through it besides the fun of role playing, let's do a group search effort of the whole building, and I'll give you a list when we're off air of all the stuff you find. Quick vote. Choice A, choice B.
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 Andrea?
Yeah, B.
Okay, very good.
My microphone is on. B.
Now, it is almost dark as you finish searching the whole room, which, by the way, the upstairs contained what looks to be some kind of legal library and a regular library. You would think there is a few things up there. And what I need right now is a group perception roll. We're going to do a difficulty of 13. I need more than half of you to succeed. And the more of you that succeed, the more stuff that will be found. So,
Before anybody, well, when people start rolling, Lolly could actually probably give somebody bardic inspiration here.
she could
Can I do
give...
that?
What do you have, one left or two left, Andrea?
I have 1,
There you go. Give it to somebody.
and I rolled a 24.
Oh, very good.
This is for Kavlon. There's a man whose armor is the night. He fumbles through the dark. And if you're his mark, best pray lest you fall to his might.
Robert, what did you roll?
Well, before the bardic inspiration, I rolled a 21.
No, very good. So, what do you roll with the bardic inspiration if you want to use it for this? Got it, Robert.
I'll hold on to it just in case for the next 10 minutes.
Very good. Well, you are not going to use it because you're going to be at this for about 5 hours.
All right, fine. I guess if that
We're good, Robert.
helps.
You can put it down.
So that would bring it up to a 25.
Okay. Moggets.
13 on the dot.
Jaith.
I got 11.
An 11. Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm used to you succeeding. Sorry about
4.
that. It's but we had 3 out of 5 roll or succeed. So we got at least half. I will give you
What is this weird thing?
It is a Dracolisk.
This is what the guy finds with a 1.
Oh.
It's what he drew in the dust in the one room with his urine.
Put it back in your pants, whatever it is.
Oh my.
It is close to sunset by the time you guys finish doing what you have to do. So now you have a choice. Do you want to camp here, or do you want to try to make it back to town? And there was 2 encounters during the day, during the search, where one of you had to run outside and fend off a pack of wild dogs. It was 3 German shepherds, 1 bulldog, and a chihuahua that you had to beat off, stop from attacking the donkeys and the cart. And then there was also like just 3 really raggedy looking humans. One of them might have been some other race, you're not sure. But yeah, throwing a torch, insults, and a few rocks scared them off. In both cases. So, do you want to make your way back to New Dunston tonight? Or do you want to stay at the town hall?
Well, we know it takes, what, like 2 hours to get
It's about 45 minutes, actually.
New Dunston. You
Yeah.
ain't staying here.
Yeah, well,
I would want to go back.
Yeah. I vote we head back to town now. It'll be almost after dark. A little after dark by the time we get back.
Jaith?
We won't be in here at dark. That's the important part.
Jaith, do you have a voice in this, or just going to keep silent?
Well, I stopped praying and because I wasn't paying attention to what they were doing. We can go back if that's what you want to do. There's no difference. What did you find?
I will just give you guys a list
I
after.
don't know.
Yeah, you found
Take the
treasure.
roll.
You found some
Everybody
money.
remember why we came out?
I'm sorry?
I'm asking the party. Do you guys remember why we came out here?
Yeah, their bodies were inside the thing that we
Yes,
killed.
we were supposed to
Right.
So we're done.
So we're done. Right. Why are we gonna stay here longer than we have to?
No, we got to go back. Because then the people tried to eat the donkeys.
It's true, they did.
I'm loading up the cart with our
Hey,
treasures.
I'm new here. Is it alright if I tag along?
Sure, we are heading back to the inn. We can drink!
Okay.
Should we go tell the guy that we're leaving?
No, he knows.
He knows we're leaving, so.
He seemed very sad.
He's gonna take a nap now. It's okay.
He's shaped like a tick. It's probably always sad.
Yeah, well, you're shaped like a raisin.
No, I'm shaped like a thumb.
Like, did he say a bomb or a bum?
Yeah, one of those. But it rhymes with the thumb.
Oh. And, okay, we got that. Okay,
I don't have a pen.
Use a pencil.
Well, a pencil.
Here's a pencil.
I'm gonna draw a face on my finger.
With the beard
Oh, fine, I'll add a beard. It doesn't.
and a stupid hat.
Yeah, you can't really see the face.
No.
do you have a Sharpie?
No, I don't have. Like, I have a pencil. That's literally it. I don't understand how I don't have any more writing utensils. Anyway,
This
let us
is-
continue.
This is
If
when
you
we
poke
start
it
to
hard
bitch
enough
about.
into your thumb, it'll bleed.
This is when we start to
Yeah.
bitch about you kids nowadays, and I point out how I have an eraser, a red Sharpie, a black Sharpie, a pencil, and a pen all within reach.
Okay, to be fair,
Dry erase.
most of the time when I end up with those things here, I have stolen them from work. And since I've recently cleaned my desk and taken all of the things that I have stolen from my desk at work back to work.
Quit saying that a lot.
On air.
Creatively
Borrowed from work would be better. On air.
The official term is
acquired.
appropriated. That's what the federal government did.
Accidentally carried home in your pocket because you were using it for business purposes.
And immediately returned it.
Forgot.
Anyhow.
Yeah. So I don't have night vision.
Correct.
we have enough ability to make love.
Correct.
I will.
Donkeys are colorblind. They see fine in
With
the
my
dark.
guy.
Okay. So you have.
I put a light spell on the wagon.
Well, that's what I don't know that we want to glow or draw attention to ourselves traveling in the dark at night.
Allow me to do this.
I
Okay.
don't care if the dogs attack us again.
It is about a quarter moon. It's a waning moon. So there is some light, but it is mostly overcast. You would think you're going to get rain later tonight. Now, you are probably 15 minutes from town when night falls. And by the way, when it falls quite suddenly. The clouds are lit up that eerie, sickly blue color from what was once northern lights. Now, normally the northern lights are not this color, but with the blend of the clouds, something does this with it. And that's when you hear the buzzing. It's distant, but you know the people in the town tend to shutter the windows and make sure the doors close and stay in whatever building they're in when they hear this buzzing.
Is it like buzzing like a transformer or a bee?
Give me a wisdom roll.
Dealing with a cat issue real quick.
Okay. Okay. Mute yourself, please.
12.
Insect.
Okay.
But you wouldn't say a bee.
Is it like a swarm of locust type of?
Well, being that you're native, this is usually a sign, back during when the talisman was around in the sky and those giant mutant insects, sometimes this would happen. And the people that didn't close their doors and windows tended to not be there the next day. The ones that were there heard large thunking noises like, I don't know, volleyball-sized hail hitting their buildings. Now, what I'm telling you is, you're guessing this might be some kind of bug, but nobody has ever lived to tell you what it was the next day.
Hmm.
And you said we're like 15 minutes from the bar, yes?
Mm-hmm. And you hear that
Is the
buzzing.
noise coming from the direction we're heading or from behind us?
Well, whoever wants to try to determine that can give me a, we'll go with a wisdom roll. Nature, if you want. Survival.
Ooh, natural 20!
All around you. All around you.
So 22.
All around you. Everywhere.
So, what we're traveling in, is it like a closed wagon?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Oh.
It's an open farm cart.
So like a small wagon, like 4 feet across by 6 feet long with like an 18-inch thing on 3 sides and just a rope across the back. And it's attached
Okay, so no cover.
to
Got it.
donkeys that are, your height.
And it wobbles a little bit.
There's that back left wheel that goes boop, boop, boop,
Right.
boop, 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 boop.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Ooh.
Yes, Robert?
So, when you asked for a roll,
Yes.
I got an 18,
Yes.
and with survival, that would be a 21.
Yeah. Bugs.
Yeah, but do I know anything else? Like, can we outrun these, or...
You're not sure.
Should we-
Nobody's lived that
No
you
one's
know
Live
that.
for it.
Yeah. These are the things that
I'm
you
gonna start
lock.
running. Let's run.
Yeah, you lock yourself away, and you don't know anybody's like, oh, I've been out in one of those. I made it through. No, you've never met anybody that said that shit.
Let's just
Yeah,
run.
I will hurry the donkeys on so that we take off running at like full speed.
Can you make them levitate? Here?
Robert.
No.
Robert.
Well, I'm pretty sure the donkeys can run faster than...
Probably. Also, the guy has animal handling, and these are his donkeys. So here's what happens. Kavlon gets into the driver's seat. He's like, it's time to go. We go now. Urging the donkeys to a faster speed. Wait a minute. Hold on one second. What is that, Aaron?
Huh?
What is that?
It's like a Klondike bar.
It looks like a Klondike bar.
What'd you do for that?
He got it from the cat.
Yeah, he got it from the cat.
What kind of fucking cat has
You need to
Reese's
fight the
Klondike
cat for a
bars?
Klondike bar.
Well-trained cat.
No. Okay, my cat has cancer. He had an accident. I cleaned up the accident while I was up. Grabbed the Klondike bar.
And you deserved a reward. By the way, sorry to hear about the cat, man. Man, fucking rough. But
He's 12 years old.
congratulations on the Klondike bar.
I know. That's the important piece. Hey, bibbity bobbity boop.
So what you're telling us, not to be horribly insensitive, but you gave your cat cancer to get that Klondike bar.
No. He had cancer already.
Okay, we're going to stick with that story and move on with the game. Let's just move on.
Right. Hey, you're a cat owner. You understand.
Yeah, because I don't have Klondike bars. Which cat is annoying me most?
Hey,
Okay, moving on, guys. Yeah, so Kavlon is like, oh no, it's time to go. Jumps into the driver's seat. He's like, yeah, mule. I said, yeah. Gets in front of him, pulls on the thing, jumps on his back, kicks it. Yosemite Sam? Anybody? Nobody? Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did anybody, somebody else want to jump in besides Kavlon here?
I
oh
will.
no, I'm just in the bumpy ride.
Are you in the back or are you in the front bench?
I'm gonna be out in the back.
Okay. Jake,
Just hanging around.
what are you doing?
I start mumbling. I go, well, let's see if this works. And I start prepping one of my new cantrips.
Okay, Jake, what are you doing?
Hold on.
Okay,
Open the cart's gonna go.
in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. But guy,
Well, I don't actually ride in the wagon.
No.
And Kavlan's trying to make them go fast with all these fancy tricks. I'm just gonna look at the donkeys and give them a firm command. Run.
Very good. Animal handling roll, please. And no matter what, they will start to run. I just want to see how well you do. Unless you roll a 1.
Just couldn't
17.
handle them.
Okay. By the way, Kavlon, does your dwarf have a beard?
Yes.
Is it reddish?
Yes.
Does he have long things that come down like this?
No.
Okay. Just seeing how
And
closely...
he probably doesn't have the hat.
Well, not yet. But we'll see what you buy him next week.
Yeah, and the two 6-shooters, probably not.
Aaron?
Point of order.
Yes.
Why do you lead with, does your dwarf have a beard? Can't you just say, what color is your dwarf's beard?
You know what? I am not judging anybody's
It's true.
beardality.
The monk order could, like, forbid beards
They could.
and hair. Like, I have hair. We're not one of those monk orders, so...
Do you have a top
Okay.
knot? Do
What?
you have like the top knot thing going on?
Yeah, I have a little top knot.
A
going
little
on.
top, like a man bun?
Almost like a man bun, yeah.
We got a hipster dwarf?
And he's wearing flannel.
He's a tipster.
Because the sides of my head are shaved, so, like, all of the long hair comes back.
Oh, so you're like
To a
90s
little,
metal
like,
bands.
What?
You're like 90s metal bands with the shaved
Yeah.
side and the long ponytail that you put up here.
Well, it's not a long ponytail, it's a little...
Okay.
It's, like, just longer hair that is
Like-
tied up into a
Like
little
what they
bun
put on
bag.
3-year-old girls whose hair hasn't grown out yet.
Sure.
He's like the
He
worst
was saying he was.
dater ever.
So, the 17, as Bagai comes up next to the donkeys, as Kavlon is like, yeah, mule, yeah. It's, Bagai comes up and goes, run, Forrest, run. And apparently one of the donkeys is named Forrest, and it's the lead donkey, because that little fucker takes off. With a loud, squealing bray. That kind of sounds like we in donkey. I could do it, but I worry that with the microphone sensitivity, you guys would be like, don't ever fucking do that again, Travis. It's, but yeah,
I believe.
they take
Go
off,
ahead.
and Bagai easily keeps pace. Now, the buzzing is getting louder.
What's that
Bagai,
noise?
are you guiding them?
Am I guiding them? No, I'm gonna trust they're gonna make it home.
Now,
Because they
that's the
know
problem.
where they.
They may head home instead of to the closest shelter.
Oh, I figured the
I've
farm
got
was.
the reins and I'm trying to direct them. So if I need to make
So-
animal handling to try and get them to go left or right, as I see shelter, if I see shelter.
Okay.
You said it sounds like a bug, right?
Many.
Many
Well,
big bugs.
What I'd like to try to do is off to the side and behind us
Yes?
is cast light, because bugs are usually drawn
Ooh.
to light. Just hit trees with light.
Hey, maybe you can
Just
put it on a
distract
dagger and
them.
he can cast shocking grasp on the dagger and invent the first bug zapper.
There you go.
Okay, casting light off to the side. Good idea, good idea. Robert, what were you saying there? The farm is on the other side of town. Town is right on the edge of
It's
Old
on the other
Dunston.
side of town.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an hour or two, the other side of town.
Then they could jump off. They could jump off the wagon when it hits town, and the wagon keeps going to.
If
So this.
Mhm.
This might be a good way to write me out of next week if the wagon talks them, the guy can
don't
keep
worry
up.
about that. I got that covered.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Here's what we're going to do. How many people want to roll animal handling?
I don't have that.
Okay. We're going to go with Bagai and Kavlon unless somebody else says anything different. Now,
I'm busy casting light.
Bagai, I'm giving you advantage on your rolls. Okay? Because these guys know you. You've raised them since they were teenly piglets. And now they're donkeys.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be an 18.
roll 3 times. We're aiming for... We're going to keep it simple. We're going to say a 12. Chris, roll 3 times.
I got a 21.
Very good. First one succeeds. Second one?
Ooh. 8, 9, 10, 11.
20.
Very good. And last one?
15.
17.
Okay, here's what happens. You guys take off to a great start down the main thoroughfare. The buzzing starts getting louder from the southwest. You cut down one alley, taking a sharp right, trying to get back on track, going 3 streets down back into the main road, and that's when you made your second roll. They didn't make the turn. They went straight across into another alley. They're panicking. They're starting to froth. The buzzing is getting louder. You actually had them get closer to the things. You cut them left, and back out of town you could see the town. But now the clouds are starting to block out the moon. Those aren't clouds. Those aren't clouds. Those are swarms. And as the swarms get closer, those bugs must be the size of your fist, bug-eye. And your fist is twice the size of anybody else's, possibly 3 times the size of the Rocairns. You've never actually measured, but you will tomorrow, because goddammit, those are big bugs. And you guys head off down the final thing as the bugs are coming in. John, does Jaith have any other light spells left?
Well, it's a cantrip, so I can cast it and continue.
So he's dropping as often as he can, within reason, not necessarily like, oh, every 6 seconds, here's a new light, because you want to give him time to go the fuck over there and not be right behind you.
But I can do that too.
Do you have a cantrip of light?
Well, prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation, yeah, you can create some form of light with that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been using the dim light thing.
Very good, and I believe Moggets can do it also, right?
Yeah, but he's not. He's been prepping for when these things have kind of get close. I've got new cantrips available, but we've been in the adventure, so kind of I'm holding it in reserve.
Okay. Well, you skid up to the pub. Now, Moggets, as is procedure, the pub is on full lockdown when the buzzing starts. So, you guys skid to a halt. These things, they're going to be here any second. What are you going to do there, Moggets? It's your pub.
How far out are they?
Hard to tell since they've blocked out all the light. But, the Rocairns are like, oh my god, they're right on us!
Cover your ears. And then, I tell the party, cover your ears. Mm-hmm. And then start going, are you not entertained? Thunderclap.
Oh, nice. You might want to let the people inside the pub to know to unlock the door so you can get in now, though.
Oh, yeah, well, I want to friggin' get these down first, the first wave, and then we'll go in.
Very good. Yeah, you
But I want to announce my arrival first.
and you have definitely done that.
Me, I'm the wizard.
No. What, Andrea?
What about the donkeys?
Get to that.
I'm already on it.
What are you
going inside?
Okay, so you're unstrapping them?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about all the stuff in the cart, all the treasure you collected?
I don't think bugs like treasure.
What, Andrea?
The stick is in my pocket.
Okay. Anybody else worried about the treasure right now?
Nope.
I like players that
The real treasure was inside you all along.
And dead people can't spend it.
Yes, I am as Chris, but as Kevlon, no, I want to get out of the way of the fucking bugs that no one has ever lived through.
Robert?
In my 108 years, I know you get the fucking side.
Aaron?
Sure.
Give me a wisdom roll. You can add a proficiency if you feel you need to clear it with me. but a proficiency. Basically, what I'm making sure is with your thunderclap, you didn't like shatter all the windows of the place across the street, thus letting the bugs devour your neighbors instead of you.
Yeah, they were real jerks anyway.
But Guy, I need you to roll either animal handling or dexterity. I think they're the same. They're different, right? To
Yeah,
basically unstrap the donkeys so you could bring them with you and keep them calm.
Okay.
Aaron, what did you get?
I rolled an 8. Wisdom's +1, so it's like a 9. But this is one of those ones that, it's basically a stun spell. It causes a little bit of damage, but it's nothing crazy.
And Robert, in all his honesty, has rolled a 1.
Well, there's 19 ones
That's
on
the
that side.
second. That's the second natural one of tonight.
Okay, let's do this here.
Different
I
guy.
would have hopped off the cart and probably tried to help the donkeys in.
Give me a roll there, Chris.
Since I was driving, and I know it's gonna... Oh, that's not...
Give me a roll.
9.
Thought you did animal handling at advantage.
No.
Oh.
No, that's the guy.
9 with
No,
all
guy.
bonuses.
Yeah, I rolled the 6, and I get a +3 to animal handling.
I mean, it's totally okay. But guy could be really not calm in this situation.
Yeah.
And with a 1, just nothing is coming undone. I start trying to snap the wagon to get these guys undone. And if I have to leave them behind, I'll leave them behind.
He just picks them up in the cart and carries it in.
You start tearing the leather straps holding them to the crossbeam that's between them. One of them
Yeah.
takes off into the night. You can hear the braying screams as the swarms descend upon it. By the way, they only last about 3 seconds. Then it's silent. The guy picks up... What, Aaron?
Piranha bird!
It's Piranha 3, the flying fish version. Ugh. Anyhow,
Sharknado!
the guy picks up
Piranha-nado.
the other donkey under his arm. Aaron, would you care to... You know what, let's do this real quick. We're going to just see... There is Lefty opening the pub door. This much. You can see the bottle in his hand. What'd you yell?
Open the fucking door!
He's like, you got 3 seconds, then you're dead. And he opens the door, stepping back with the bottle and taking a drink at the same time. He made his dex roll.
Everybody in?
Okay.
Use my dash action.
Robert, I just want a simple dex roll from you. Just a 10. Just give me a 10 or better dex save to get the donkey through the door with your huge form. By the way, Cavalon gets in first. 8? Did you?
18.
18.
1-8.
Oh, thank God there was a teen at the end of that. I'd hate for you to break the donkey's skull on the door frame.
No, break the door frame.
Do not.
Okay. The door slams behind you. And, everybody's inside. And you can hear the black thunk, 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 black against the door.
Do we see woodpecker noses all through the freaking wood?
Bend them so they can't get away.
I'm just walking to behind the bar and grabbing a bottle.
Oh, look at Lolly, so casual.
Why the fuck not? Huh?
Now, Malgats, I'm curious, besides Lucky, what is your pub's policy on the swarm attacks when people get trapped inside your pub? Now, keep in mind, you don't want to make it too liberal, because then people will purposely get inside your pub just before a swarm attack.
Their credit is good while they are in the pub. It is expected to be paid back.
Before they have anything else. Very good. Lefty has a chalkboard with 8 names on it and hash marks for how many drinks they've had, and he's just counting as he drinks. So
And
everything.
that's wrong. It's one of those. You got until the next friggin' swarm attack. Otherwise, there you go.
There you go. What? You throw them out into a swarm?
We haven't had to friggin' exercise that policy.
Okay, but that policy is in place. Good to know. Good to know.
Hey, we don't want one guy ruining it for everyone.
Now, but that does explain why Johnny Awesome stays in the privy the whole time with... By the way, Chris, the Brawlers Guild is out, and Johnny Awesome is one of the people you get to fight. Anyhow.
Nice.
Yeah, fun fact. Yeah, he just stays in there with a growler full of beer. Anyhow. Okay.
So did you hear what I did
Is
when
there
I came in?
anyone
Does he still have
standing
one
by
on his
the
friggin' chalkboard?
Hold
Johnny
on.
Awesome?
Aaron, say again?
Sir. Does Johnny Awesome still have a one check mark up on the friggin' board where he owes beer?
Yeah, he's like, it's just one beer. Cavalon, what'd you say?
Is there anyone in my normal booth in the corner?
Get right to you. Andrea, yes, I heard what you said. You have gone behind the bar. You have grabbed a bottle, wine, beer, or stronger spirits.
And the message I sent?
Last message I saw from you was top of the hour.
No,
Is it in?
not in that one.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can give me a dice roll for that. You can either say it out loud or you can put it in the chat. I leave it up to you. Which one are you going to do so I can move on?
Who?
You. Are you going to tell me or are you going to type it?
Oh, I'm going to type it. Sorry.
Okay. Going on. Cavalon, there are only 8 people in here besides Lucky and you guys. They are all mostly at the bar. There are 2 at one table, which is closest to the bar. Here's a fact, guys. These kind of moments, people tend to cluster together, not separate. It's a weird psychology thing, but it happens. They tend to stay close and need contact of others. The donkey is now inside. 2 of the people from the bar, 1 of the people from the table have got up and started petting the donkey, almost as if they need it.
Emotional support donkeys.
That's right. You can bring them on an airplane once they invent them. Jaith, are you doing anything specific?
I'll start saying a prayer to John.
Okay.
Preaching a bit.
Preaching a bit. What kind of preaching, sir?
Well, that good old dwarven preaching mountain.
What, hit him with a hammer and look for jewels?
There you go.
It's, by the way, Andrew, I am very disturbed that by that picture I can still see on my phone in our chat. Can I send you like 5 messages just to get that off the screen?
No.
No? Okay. I'll just do 4. Not enough. Still there. Anyhow. But guy, what are you doing?
I let the donkey go.
Right.
We're petting him. I'm gonna go over to the corner by myself. I will separate from the group.
Yeah, that's fine.
And sit down. I'm pissed off at myself for losing the other donkey.
What was the other donkey's name?
That was Forrest. The other donkey was Forrest.
And he
You
ran.
lost a donkey?
Forrest runs, yeah. And this donkey screaming, and then it silenced 3 seconds. It didn't even scream that long. It went silent. Now, Robert, do you remember when that donkey was birthed? Do you remember when you gave birth? Helped deliver that donkey in the stable?
He was a wee little pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna let you think about what you did.
How many
No,
times
fuck this.
like that?
Cavalon, your table is empty.
Great. I will go over to my table. I will get out my bug attack drinking mug.
Of course.
And I will get out my, like, strongest flask, the flask number 4, and just, like, fill up a little bit.
So flask number 4 is named Philip?
Sure, I'll get out Philip.
Okay. Good answer. Okay. Now, what about you, Moggets? Are you going to your place at the end of the bar where you normally stay, or you got other stuff you're doing?
I've got the leather book thing with the paper.
Yeah.
Let's find out what's going on with that.
Okay. Okay. It's so what we have is Bagai going.
Oh, and I'll start counting out the coins that, like, we had all collected. I'll start, like, making piles.
They're all in the back of the cart. I realize you collected these in a separate place, but you put it all together.
Gotcha.
So you might have some stuff you can sort through just to keep busy, but you don't necessarily have 500 coins in your possession. That's 50 pounds
You
of
can line
coin.
up all your flasks and tell everybody the names.
There you go. It's you're close to Bagai, who is holding his head in his hands and mumbling and kind of pulling at his hair. Lolly is behind the bar. She seems to have found something she likes and has come around. Jaith has started what's the right, proselytizing? What is it called when preachers start preaching?
Proselytizing.
Thank you.
Prosthetic?
Yeah, he starts making prosthetics. No. Talking about, the power of Jonath protects us. Jonath was the one that raised the great castle that Cyrus and Cyril went to, and the miracles that came out of that as the religion was reborn after it crumbled. And so he will do here and protect us from these things, and he will, with the strength of the earth, etc., etc. Kavlon is naming that 7th flask they hadn't given a name to, because this is how he names his flasks when they're in these moments of stress and great events. At least that's what he's telling himself tonight. If he drinks enough, he might not remember tomorrow and have to rename it
You
next
can name
time.
it Forrest. There's so much to the donkey. I will tell him that as I walk over and I pat the guy and hand him a bottle.
Of?
Alcohol?
Oh.
Who knows what it is? Just drink it.
Oh, very good.
Make you feel better.
We're just going to go with a percentile here to see what the guy gets. Milk. You got goat's milk.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You cut out on me. I didn't hear what I got.
Goat's milk.
Goat's milk.
Very soothing. Helps you sleep. She thinks...
Yeah, but not alcoholic, right?
No.
Well, it's Carl.
Alright.
He knew.
Oh,
Anything's alcohol if you wait long enough.
that's right. It's let me do this. The next morning, you guys wake. Some of you had taken beds in the common room. Some of you had slept on the floor in a booth. But you've woken. At this point in time, the guy needs to take what remains of his cart and his donkey. Oh, the whole donkey, not what remains of it.
He doesn't know that.
Oh, looks like the bugs roasted the donkey. So sorry. Want breakfast?
Oh, God.
Johnny Awesome is
This is for
cuddling
dinner,
the
boys.
donkey under a table.
That's right. Let's go with Johnny Awesome is cuddling the donkey. How we got out of the privy, considering it's a 15-foot gap between the building and the privy, the outhouse. He must have got in here after the bug attack. But the sun has rose. And by the way, the bugs don't always attack at night. Sometimes it is daytime attacks. But yeah, the guy's going to head back to the farm. He's got to pull the wagon because he broke the fucking crossbeam. It's going to have to be replaced. You can pull the pin out, pull the last remaining 18 inches of wood off, put a rope through it, tie it around your shoulders, and pull it. No problem. The treasure can be kept here to divided, unless the guy has an objection.
No, not at all.
Okay.
He just wants a shiny gem.
Okay. Any problem with him taking his favorite shiny gem?
Mm-mm.
But Guy, let me ask you, are you taking the biggest or are you taking your favorite color?
Whichever one sparkles the most.
Okay, very good. It is not the biggest, but it's the
That's fine.
prettiest. Okay. But Guy is going to head off. Is there anything else anybody wants to do?
Mm-mm.
Hold on. What? Because I think we're going to go ahead and call the game early tonight because it's a great place to stop. Next week we will not be having Bagai with us because Robert has other things to do. And
He has to mourn his donkey.
he does. He's got to mourn Forrest, who ran. It's So I think we can call it here unless anybody has anything to do before we want to end the game.
I'm good.
Kavlon,
No, I'm good.
Moggets,
All good?
Lolly,
I'm good.
Bagai.
Nope. Come see me next week at Lexington Comic-Con
Excellent. And where is that?
in Lexington, Kentucky.
Very good. I'll make sure it wasn't Lexington, Florida.
Or Lexington, Virginia.
There we go.
Yeah, no, it's Lexington, Kentucky.
Very good.
Or in a lexicon.
What are you going to be having?
Lots of good food. They got
No, what are you
wonderful
selling?
restaurants
What are
there.
you doing?
I will have Starship Infernum and Purgatory House and some Gandersnitch books, and I'll be slinging books and signing them
And donkey burgers.
and donkey burgers.
Yum.
Very good. It's
No donkey burgers.
everybody else making it next week, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The following week, Andrea says she will not be making it. So, but Robert will be back. So we'll adjust that accordingly. You guys have a great night. Chris, Andrea, are we playing Warcraft afterwards?
Sure.
For a little while.
Everybody give us 10-15 minutes. We will be back on wearing a different face. We'll be back. Have a great night, guys. We'll catch you again next week.